Alright, gotta make sure in this video we have copyrighted music playing anywhere, because that's what happened in the last video. We hit a copyright and we removed those right away. We didn't bother even discussing those, but YouTube, we remove them. First things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. So, we are filing a lawsuit against a fellow by the name of Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, which is YouTuber Crow1176. Now, there's another reason, a couple of things that are involved in these lawsuits against him, and we just got just about everything under the book. He just about broke every law close enough that you could possibly think of, and he's scared. He sent us an email last night. We received an email from Crow. It was from him, directly from him, in his account. Email was just ranting in multiple directions, he feels that he cannot be touched. He feels that we have the email right here. We're going to show it's just going to be submitted tomorrow with to a judge on the problems and we've been having with Fernando. Fernando, so you can understand, it's crystal clear. I sent you back 2 emails. You have not responded back. And the 2 emails that I sent you, I told you crystal clear what's going to happen to you. This email, you're ranting about stuff that at the end of the day, it just makes no sense at all. You're in like 6 different topics. First, you're saying you're citizen. Then you say you're not citizen. Look, let me explain something to you. Citizen or not, you're still going to jail. I don't know where you got in your head. Who told you what? That if you go out and commit a crime as an American, you're not going to go to jail. There are plenty of people in jail who are Americans. I don't know where you got that from. And where you got it from that if you are a citizen, you feel like, or non-citizen, you feel like you're not going to jail. You are. It's called deportation. That's what it's called. It's already called deportation. But you may get skipped on that because the way the police department and ICE do not work together like that anymore. And now this is rift going in between. There's a good chance that you may be, if you don't show up for this criminal trial, you have a criminal trial coming up. We're filing one against you. If you don't show up for one, that's an automatic bench warrant from the door. This is how the courts work up here. You don't show up, automatic bench warrant. Now, once that bench warrant is issued, and I said this multiple times on camera, but for some reason, you didn't mention anything about the criminal part of it all. They contact Baldwin Police Department, say, hey, look, you know, we got a warrant from a judge. The judge is saying that, hey, this person didn't show up for court. He was a no-show. We got to go pick him up. And that's what they're going to go do. They're going to go to your address and knock on your door, call you out, put handcuffs on you, put you in a truck, whisk you off to the police station, where they're going to proceed to check you. They're going to go in and check for your information, who you are, where you came from, your identification, all that stuff. They're going to check for that. So, once they have established who you are, there's a number of ways this could go south real quick for you. If they find out you don't have anything on you, there's a good chance they could contact ICE because you don't have anything on you. And you already are a criminal. That's the reason why you're there. And the charges, you already got a bench warrant. It's already against you, a strike against you already. Before they even look into your charges, you got a bench warrant on you from a judge. So they could take it that way. Or they can say, you know what, we're not getting involved in this. It's their problem now. Send it over to him. Send it to them. And that usually can happen too. Then that means that you'll be expedited down here to Pennsylvania, where you will sit in the police, in the jail we have over here. Because that's the only place they're going to stick you at. They're not going to let you run free through Allentown. No, you have a warrant on you. You're being arrested. So you're going to go over there, or they may process you again over here. They just might take your paperwork from Baldwin Police Department and go from there. They might process you here again over here. I don't know. But I do know for one thing, you are going to be sitting in the jail. So while you're sitting in the jail, a new court date will come up for you to be there, because you are definitely going to be there now, because now you sit in a jail. Now, if you decide that you're going to run from the cops, then what's going to happen is, you know what's going to happen? They're going to do a search, a nationwide search, which means you're going to be searching your family's houses, any of your friends, anyone connected to you that you may go to. That's what they're going to do. And guess what that triggers off? Bounty hunter, which means I contact my friend and say, hey, look, the guy I was talking about, he took off. So he's going to say, okay, that's money. That's a job. He's going to come after you. And I guarantee you, a U.S. Marine will find you. Any Marines out there, you know exactly what kind of work you do at the end of the day, he will find you. And he has a crew he works with. They will find you. So there's no place you're going at the end of the day. So with that being said, it's more than just a lawsuit. See here, I'm going to show you the email. In the email, you talk about lawsuits. It's more than a lawsuit. You skip the criminal part. You have committed crimes here. That copywriting business, that whole trademark, selling people's items, that is a very, very, very serious crime you have committed in that apartment. Operating without a license, your area is not, the building's not zoned for this, falls on landlord's head on top of yours, perjury of an LLC. There is also too touching our copyrights. We can show the courts we had to have a process server come to the front door. We filed with the CCB about you. We have multiple pictures of you taking copyrighted material and writing scammer across it. Basically calling us, posting this to your website. We clearly have your website and all the information for that. On your website, you dox addresses. You dox my sister's address. You dox my address. We have proof that you went and attacked the carrying place. You went in there and made threats to the people over there because we're doing business over there. We also have proof of multiple videos of committing slander against my products. I got a new one, the one you just did. That's the number that's going to be submitted to a judge. It shows you clearly in your apartment with the video of you talking about how our products are fake and unwatchable and don't buy from us, which means the other individuals involved in that one too, yeah, you're going to be hit with that lawsuit too, along with it in jail time. So that's definitely coming. What else do we have here? He says, okay, so we have terroristic threats. You've posted my face to a Dead or Alive wanted poster and posted me around social media. On top of that, of doxing the addresses, we literally have screenshots of when we're talking back and forth that you were inviting people to come down to those addresses. You are friends with Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams knows you. You know Mr. Williams. And you coach Mr. Williams into attacking our business, coming down to sending us 196 pieces of mail, including naked pictures that were sent to my sister's address, which actually has kids there. You're going to be blamed for Mr. Williams' actions, too. Don't think you're getting away with that. Mind you, Mr. Fernando, when I talked to the post office inspectors, I made it perfectly clear that you and Mr. Williams are good friends and you do know each other. They do have your full address, and you are involved in an open case investigation because of this. You spell patent completely wrong. It says patterns or copyright. See, this is why I said in the day, you can't spell for Jack. What the heck is patterns? It's supposed to be patents or copyrights. You forgot the S on there. You don't have any patents or copyrights. See, we do have patents. We do have patents. We have copyrights. The document we showed you is the United States government copyright on the cube, which we'll show that to the judge because you said we don't have that. It's a copyright, Fernando. If you go into copyright records, you will see our copyrights right there. And you found that out for yourself when you were going in trying to find information about my LLC to see if it was delinquent. No, I know how to do paperwork at the end of the day. Why is he in front of his friend? Oh, the fish tank is on. So we do have a real copyright. And we've been explaining to you that. And I'm glad you put that in there so I can show that the judge that you felt the need that you could touch my copyrights anytime you wanted to because you feel they're not real. We had a cease and desist order sent to your house. I'll be printing up a lot of stuff today for the judge tomorrow. You have a cease and desist order we sent to you telling you to back it down. The reason why a process server was at your address because there is more than enough evidence to prosecute you. See, this is the reason why I doubt you're from here, because you don't even understand how the system works here. Everybody knows how the system works here. Not one person in America does not know about copyrights and patent violations not to touch them. If that was the case, every single person in America would be basically copyright somebody's licensed material and sell it. We all know this. How do you not know this? Oblivious to everything, I swear. Let me pull his email up, because I need this one for the judge. So when he sent that, I told you, God works everything out. Fernando just added the icing on the cake on prosecuting him. Fernando, you talk about lawsuits in here. You do. It's not just lawsuits. It's criminal. You committed major crimes here while you're here. Major crimes. We have 2 incident reports, one with Allentown Police and one with FBI. They have the other one. We're going to submit both of those to the judge. After you don't come for the lawsuit, you don't know show for lawsuit, which you know you're not coming down. We're going to take that transcript and from the judge, and we're going to basically explain to them all the criminal activity you've been doing. Now, they can take it to a prosecutor, open up your case that way, or we can go take all that stuff with their information and what I need from them to begin the next process of going to the magistrate, the courthouse, common plea, and filing criminal charges against you for you to come to Allentown to be prosecuted for the charges you have committed. This will trigger a bench warrant because we know you can't come down. Either way, you're going to be in the prison down here, and you're going to be in front of a judge. But I can tell you're scared because he wrote some stuff in here that's, I'm going to let you see through it right now. So I'm bringing the email up right now. This is the email over here. See it for yourself. Get that out of there. Get. There we go. And they're calling me racist. This is another thing we're getting you for. Posting my pictures without permission. I have multiple pictures of you posting my pictures without permission and calling me racist. That's against the law, Fernando. Can't call me racist at the end of the day and post my pictures. So that's another crime we're going to be hitting you with. So, calls me by Andrew. I have 5 first names. You're still missing a couple of them. See? Desperate attempt to send me an email with my other name in it to make it seem like, you know, I know things about you. Don't know jack about me. You're missing a bunch of names there. Ain't there anyone? And you got it in the wrong category at that. And he puts down, hey. What do you think? You're fat out of her? Because that's literally how you started off the whole thing. Who starts an email with hey? I'm also going to be showing the judge the text messages we've received from you. And basically from some of your accounts, we have received things where you called me nigger multiple times. And emails and text messages. You were sending pornography to our website. You were sending pornography over through our cell phones. We have multiple. I have a message from Crow when we were in the garage telling me, hey, I found you. I know where you're at. There you go, buddy. Now, let me show you what's my phone. Can we blow this up? Oh, we got it right here. Okay. So we click on here, right? Whose email pops up? That's your email, isn't it? Crow1176, right? Shows up on everything. That came from you. And he contacted us last night. I got this when I was at home. It popped up. Of course, I'm not going to do a video about it because I'm home. I'm not going to show him where I'm at because, again, that's the reason why we had that problem, because this individual was contacted us, carrying on and acting up. Got it time stamped and everything for the judge. Sent it around 6:43 a.m. Probably from his time. Put down, hey, do me a favor. Don't delete the videos once you stop crying. Just leave them. The reason why I delete videos, Jamie, because in my accounts, I don't want the videos up there. But I want to share exactly how I feel. I want to share that the fact that you have started a campaign against my business, my company, and my friends and family, attacking them. I want people to know this, but I don't want this stuff on my account. I'm trying to keep my account to a point where I concentrate on what I do here. But the thing about it is, because of all the stuff you did, it's hard for me to talk about my company when I got someone constantly attacking my company and saying nasty things about me and my family every single day. So we'll let a judge decide that. Let me explain something to you, Fernando, and I know you're scared. That's why you sent the email. At the end of the day, you will meet with a judge. It doesn't make a difference what you send to me. It doesn't make a difference what you say on your YouTube channel. At the end of the day, you will meet with the judge. If you fail to show up, you will clearly show us and everyone else you do not have proper documents to get through the TSA security checkpoints. So if you're claiming to be this, you said you're not an illegal alien. You said at the end of the day you have paperwork and all that. But then one point you saying here, you talk about all your stuff is in somebody's name. I don't know what person who's in the United States citizen has everything in somebody else's name. So if you have everything in somebody else's name, what about your so-called driver's license? Is your driver's license can't be in somebody else's name. There are documents that you have when you're here that can't be in somebody else's name. They have to be in your name. You can have possessions in someone else's name, but you can't go out and have basic information you need to prove who you are as your identity in someone else's name. It's impossible. And let me explain something to you. Unless you own a house, you don't own a house, right? You have an apartment complex. You live in an apartment, right? We wouldn't be able to take an apartment. Or we can take the apartment in a lawsuit. We can, but it's not towards you. It'd be directed toward the owner. As for the vehicle, I knew the vehicle was somebody else's name, because you don't have the documents to be able to obtain the vehicle. You don't even have the license to obtain the vehicle. I know plenty of people who drive all over Philly. for years and don't have a license. Everybody knows one of them. Somebody that never had a license ever, never get caught, never get a ticket, never get anything, and they basically just drive around without a license. And then here you are, you got a license, you get busted for everything under the sun. We all know that one person got that, that's like that. So, with that being said, I know that you can go and co-sign for someone at the end of the day. So, yeah, it's a whole lot of shiesty stuff going on. Even from the businesses you deal with do shiesty stuff. I know dealerships that will look the other way just to make a buck to get a car off a lot. So, yeah, we all know that at the end of the day. It's nothing new. But anyway, he says, hey, do me a favor. Don't delete the video. This won't go anywhere because I'm showing the judge this one. YouTube, by the way, this is going to be for judge. If it's being removed, that shows at the end of the day that we are having these problems with you removing our videos when clearly these guys are basically slandering us and you're not doing anything about it. Let me see. Videos, once you stop crying, just leave it up. Leave them up. Don't be scared one or another. Oh, no one's scared over here, buddy. You're the one afraid. Because like I said, that's why you wrote me the letter. Then he said, I am an illegal alien. Correct. You're saying you're a legal alien. That's what you're saying. You're saying you're legal, right? All right, then. If you're legal, then you should have no problem going past TSA. There should be no excuse for the lawsuit. See, he tried to send me this to try to discourage me from filing. That's why he sent the email out. To say there's no point in filing this lawsuit because what does that have to do with the fact that you broke the law, whether you're legal or non-legal? What does that have anything to do with it? If you go rob a bank, it doesn't make a difference if you're legal or non-legal. You broke the law. You're going to jail. That's the whole purpose. That has nothing to do with it. That's completely backwards right there what you're saying. All right. Things to say. I'm saying don't be scared once other things you say. His writing's really bad. I'm an illegal alien. Correct. That I'm here not illegally. So how are you going to serve a person that has no record, doesn't exist? You just said you just literally described what you are. And look, that's the post office contacting us, the inspectors contacting us. Yeah, I told you this thing's about to heat up quick. They've been contacting us back and forth about this whole nonsense with this other guy. And this other guy, Williams, is also too going to testify because Williams going to definitely testify against you. He's going to squeal like a canary that you put him up to going in and contacting us. Because they got to ask Williams, too, on oath, how do you know Mr. Bird? Yeah, I don't know this guy. I never met Williams in my entire life. How did you know him? And Williams is going to spit. He's going to sit there and say, I know him because of Jamie Fernando. On top of that, I have a recording of Williams contacting the garage screaming at us, and he mentions your name multiple times. So you guys know each other. All right, so what are you saying here? You said I am an illegal alien. That's what you're saying, right? That's what it says, right? That he's one, right? Then what's the problem? What's the problem? Why are you mentioning this? If you are one, then guess what? That means at the end of the day, you can show up for court, which I'm going to show the judge this. So there's no excuses for you not showing up. So you still at your fate there on that one. So you're going to have to show up for court now. Let's see. So how are you going to serve a person that has no record? If you are an American citizen, you do have a record. You have something called a Social Security number, birth certificate. That would make you, birthrights in the United States. You do know that, don't you? Every human being born in the United States has those records on them. The minute you go to the hospital, you get a birth certificate. You also get Social Security numbers. That's how they know who. You're the difference between Social Security number, evens and odds. That's another story on its own. But yeah, it's something about that too. On how they tell females from males in different races and stuff. It's crazy. But anyway, we all know that. How does it work, Americans? How does it work when you're born here in the United States? What do you get when you're born? You get a birth certificate, right? Unless you were born in a barn somewhere and you have never, ever been to a hospital, that is the only way that you would not be on record. So how in the world, this allows you to get state ID, identification, which is going by your birth certificate and Social Security number. You just told on yourself again. I don't know one American that doesn't have, unless you've been born past the timeline of this particular system, which means that you probably would be super, super old. You just, God forbid, you left this earth already. Let me see. First Social Security number was issued when? It's way back too, on top of that. Just literally told on himself that he's not. Because if you say there's no record of you anywhere, how's there no record of you anywhere if you're a citizen of the United States? How would that even work? The only way to be no record of you, unless you have some top secret government job and your files are blacked out and you don't exist, or the government somehow murdered you and said, hey, you don't exist anymore, and they blacked out your files. Again, you would have to be some really high level guy at the end of the day for them to do that. That's the only way, and you're not that. You're not Jason Bourne or whatever that guy's name is. You don't have one of those files, or James Bond or one of those guys. No. He does this stuff when he gets scared. We got this when we got the process server came to his door. He did the same thing. Same email, same nonsense. Try to discourage us from basically doing this. When did the first Social Security number come out? 1936 is when the first Social Security number came out. 1936. And even have the name of the first guy who received the first Social Security number in America. So, if that's the case, right? And then the Social Security Act was passed in 1939. No, Social Security number. Yeah, so between 35 and 36. Still, at the end of the day, you would have to be, again, you're pretty up there. If you were around in that era in 1936. My mother was in 1939, and she was 89 years old. So you would have to be somewhere in the 100 range. All right then, Fernando. This is what I mean by we come in here. We just bring logic to the craziness of him. This is logic to the craziness of Crow. All right, so don't be scared. Once you did a thing, blah blah blah. And you said that I am illegal. You said I am illegal alien. Correct. That I am here, not illegally. So how are you going to serve a person that has no record, doesn't exist in the U.S.? You just literally told on yourself. How in the world do you not exist in the U.S.? How is that even possible? How? Let me tell you something, Fernando. I got a process server to your front door for copyright infringement. I had enough information on you to send a process server that sat and took pictures of the front of his house, front of apartment, front door, and the steps leading to the front to the door where he's at. And if you have no records that don't exist, that means you lied when you filled out your LLC. You lied when you filled out your Wix account. You lied when you filled out your Facebook account. You lied when you put your YouTube account. So that means you have to put all that information in there, right? So what's the address that we have over here, the fake address? We know the number's fake because that's from the landlord nonsense. That's 1714 nonsense. But it's still your address. Process server got to you, right? You spoke to your wife. That means we got to you, right? So that's how we're going to have a process server come to you. Jamie, the same way we did the last time. This is why I think we have short-term memory loss. I'm going to have a process server. The courts is going to have all your information tomorrow. And when we file, we're going to have a process server, just like we did the first time, come to your front door and serve you. The only difference in this one, Jamie, this is coming from the courts. And you fail to show in this is going to bring complications to your life. That's what that's going to do. Can't go on a YouTube channel and say this. Can't run and go to Disney World. Can't go anywhere. A judge now has this now. So anything you said about my products, copyrights, whatever, it's going before a judge. The judge is going to make the decision. Of course, you don't know nothing about American law, as I can clearly see. But literally told on himself right there. Doesn't exist in the U.S. You know what it means when your records don't exist in the U.S.? That means basically at the end of the day, you're not an American citizen. That's what it stands for. Because every American citizen right now that is born here in America and has birthrights in America has a Social Security number and birth certificates. Like your kids. Your kids were born here. Again, this is what I mean by I'm baffled by how intelligent you are. How in the world Do you not know this? You have 2 kids that were born here in the U.S. Both of them have birth certificates. Both of them have Social Security numbers. Unless you had them here and you didn't bring them to the hospital, which I don't think that's true. I think you did take them to the hospital. So if you took them to the hospital, guess what? They're American citizens. They're on record of being American citizens. So why would you say doesn't exist in the U.S.? He tells himself all day long. Doesn't exist in here. Let's go back over that again one more time. He says, things you said, I am an illegal alien. Correct. That I am here not illegally. So how are you going to serve a person that has no record, doesn't exist in the United States? And again, look at the U.S. Remember I told you he wrote that? He wrote the text message? I'm going to go get my phone. I told you. He can't abbreviate U.S. He doesn't know the abbreviation. He wrote that email, that text message to us, claiming to be a lawyer. I'll get the phone. Jamie does this type of stuff. This is the type of activity that he does when he's trying to discourage people. Like I told you about how he wrote us that in the receipt. He talked as if he was another person. He does stuff like this. Oh yeah, it's the person you trusted with all your information, your billing information and all that. Yeah, good luck with that nightmare. Let me see. See, that's what I love about the Lord. Whatever's in the dark comes out into the light. The Lord will expose every single enemy. Any enemy that feels that they can hide in the dark from God, it ain't gonna happen that way. When I told you at the end of the day that each and every one of you would be prosecuted, the Lord will bring you forward. And look at this. Bring it forward. All right, let me get that text message we have from him. Same thing. The U.S. right there, certain key things that pop up that clearly show he gives off information on himself. Let me see. And we have it on, I have copies of it, so you can print this out to the judge. I was like, what attorney doesn't know how to oh yeah, see these fake accounts right here by Google you guys were sent to are all going to be, the data are all going to be traced back. They're going to trace IP addresses on all these. That's what I told y'all. Call my phone at the end of the day. That was a bad idea. And when he sent me the email, I sent it back to him. I said, look, man, that was a very stupid thing to do. Just send me an email on the day before we go to court and file. Yeah, this is more rants from Jamie and fake numbers contacting us. Talking about destroying our business. Lawyer up. And this is when now he's over here scared to death. Let me see. Got you in here. And we go over the rest of that. I gotta be up. I gotta go size a window today. But just want to show you this interesting email we received from Jamie last night. That is attached. This is your emails, no fake emails, definitely you. And you try and discourage me from filing any lawsuits against you, any criminal charges against you, because you feel at the end of the day. Look at the creepy stuff he does. He literally takes pictures of me all the time. Look at the weird stuff. I told you he's a weird guy. Yeah, he's a weird guy. He's been following me and taking pictures of me. Man, you're going to jail, man. Fernando, you're going to jail. You're scared to death. This is the reaction you do when you're terrified. These are the things you do when you're terrified. You are scared to death. And you should be. Because you're going to spend the rest of your life behind bars. There are so many people coming up to testify against you. It's not even funny. Including the outstanding evidence we have against you. Soon, we're going to be digging into that whole prop with the LLC. Once the counterfeiting nonsense that went on that desk showing you printing out people's items, selling them, buying vehicles, all that stuff. A judge is going to take that extremely seriously. They're going to contact those companies. When you got lawyers like Disney popping up, this guarantees you 100% that Fernando, Disney's not the one to play with when you touch their stuff. You got Universal Studios, you have freaking Marvel. There's just so much stuff that's sitting on that table right now. Bandite, all that stuff on the table. When these lawyers come down, they're not going to play around with you. Those are the big sharks. We get done tearing you apart. Wait till the big boys come in and tear you apart. He just skipped all of that. He didn't put any of that in there. Nothing at all. Put that in. None of that in there at all. Period. He didn't put any of that in there. Gotta find. We got I get a lot of text messages. This is from clients and stuff like that. I don't want to spend too long on this, but yeah. So yeah, you're scared. And you say you have no record in the U.S. What the heck does that mean? You have no record in the U.S. That means that you just said right there, you're an illegal alien. You don't have any records in the U.S. Now, most people say, I don't have any criminal charges, no criminal record. They put that in a criminal record. You didn't put that in. You said no records exist of you in the U.S. Yeah, sure. You just told on yourself again. I read that. I was like, did he just telling himself again? And clearly just tell me at the end of the day that he doesn't have any records in the United States. Literally. That's evidence right there. And it's got your email account attached to it. You know that, right? I got to find this thing. It's in here. I got to find it. It's in all this mess. Yeah, he's a weird guy. He's a really weird guy. We got all kinds of stuff in him, sending random rants and stuff. And Fernando, understand that the other people that were involved in sending these rants, you get blamed for this because you're the one who started the rumor. So we can show the judge that from your rumor, we contracted a lot of nutcases because of the lies you were telling on your channel. So we can show proof that your rumors did come to life. Let me see. No, we'll figure it out. We'll pull it up. When I find it, I'll do another video and I'll show you where it's at because I got a ton of videos in here. Right now, I got to get through this because I'm going to make this a long, drawn-out video. Fernando, this video is staying. That's why we have nothing playing. Because sometimes I have music playing over here and I keep forgetting that it's copyrighted music. So when it's copyrighted music, we get a strike from YouTube. We have to remove the video. And YouTube gives you those strikes right away. This video will stay. That's why the woman's so quiet. We have nothing playing at all. But anyway, I'll go back to this and I'll figure out where it's at. I got a screenshot of it anyway on my phone for court. I got to print it out anyway. We'll show you the printout of it. But anyway, getting back to this mess. Let's get back to here. But he says U.S. So we all know at the end of the day how you abbreviate United States. Citizens, how's it done? U.S., right? It's U period S period. That's how it's done. How do you not know this? If you're a United States citizen, you would definitely know this. They pretty much stamp this one into your brain when you go to school. In the U.S. I have everything under someone else's name. Yeah, you just literally described a person who doesn't have paperwork. Because what person here in the United States is going to have everything under someone else's name? Everything. You might have one or two things, a co-signer for a house, maybe something like that for a car, something like that. But not everything is going to be under someone else's name. So you mean to tell me that the toy collection you have is under somebody else's name? That's not an item that you can put under somebody else's name. It doesn't work that way. Something under somebody else's name would be car, house, apartment, something like that, business. That would be under somebody else's name. But not the items you have. Your projector is not under somebody else's name. You just go and just buy the projector. They don't need to have you co-sign for a projector. You just buy the projector. Did you have to co-sign for any of the toys you have in there? No. Do you have to co-sign for any of the items you have in the apartment? No. I don't know what the heck you're talking about by that. Nothing's in your name. You don't own a house at all, period. You don't own a business. That's something that would be in somebody's name. And clearly, you don't own a vehicle. We checked the vehicle, the dealership plates. That's not under your name. Of course it's not under your name. Somebody co-signed it for you. That's what they did. And since we got a shot of the salesperson, guess what? Hey, buddy, welcome to the investigation. Because he's the one that basically has the whole ordeal with that truck. And when they sell those vehicles, each one of those dealerships have their name next to the vehicle that they sold. That's why they get paid on commission. Well, you guys are too easy on this one, aren't you? Just tracking people down left and right. Doesn't exist in the U.S. Really sit there. I'm not illegal. If you're not illegal, so how are you going to find me? Just like they find everybody else. You got an IP address, don't you? And your IP address goes where? It goes right to your internet provider, right? And your internet provider has all your information. So you're saying that you set the IP address up on somebody else's name at the end of the day? Jamie, we know where you freaking live at. Like, you understand that part. We literally have your address. Anyone can pull you up at, let's pull this up so we can show you at the end of the day how easy it is to find Jamie Fernando Gonzalez that doesn't exist on the planet, Jason Bourne, or whatever you want to call his name. Let's show how easy it is to find Jamie. Just go right in here, type in, here it is, California LLC search. Click on that. Every government agency can find you right there. Click on this right here, all right? And you have right here, at the bottom, search. And the magic word is Crows1176 LLC. That's the magic keyword right there. That's all you got to type in. Any government agencies out there, for this individual who says he doesn't have any records, you just said it right there on YouTube, you have no records in the United States, good luck finding you. There it is right there. Now, the reason why he can't dissolve the LLC here, because he's missing sensitive documents. And the sensitive documents are missing is because Jamie went in and lied about his company and said it was around 5 months when clearly it's running longer than that. So that's why. Hit the enter button. This brings a little file that'll pop up at the bottom, right there. That's his information right here. Click on this, and this will bring you to this page right here. And in this page, you will see Fernando's address right here. Now, from what we pulled, if you go to Google, you'll notice that section is blurred. Everybody else is not blurred. That one's blurred. You know why Fernando went in and had those pictures pulled? Because we had the actual pictures posted before the address was blurred. That's why he ran in and tried to make complaints to try to get those pictures pulled. Because again, they show the address. They show this number right here sitting on the side of the staircase, which is an odd number because it's 1714. Usually if you're going to someone's apartment complex, you're like 1714. Like, wait a minute, you live on the 17th floor? Like, that's some madness right there. That means you've taken an elevator. There's no way in the world you're going upstairs. So why in the world you only have 2 flights of stairs at 1714? Being the floor number where the apartment's at. That's what my buddy was like, 17 floors. How there's 17 floors? Like, is it a complex? I said, no, it's like 2 floors. So where does 17 come from? That's all made up. So what's the actual address of the building itself? Because when we go looking for it, we get Big Dalton Avenue, we get the street, but we don't actually get where the address is. And what is the name of the apartment complex? That's the first thing that will pop up. The name of the apartment complex will be Flower Inn, whatever. Every freaking motel down there, up and down the strip of Route 66 or whatever you got down there, has a name attached to it. Even the Bates Hotel has one. So how in the world do you don't have one? That means apartments being hidden. When people do that, they hide apartments. I got plenty of real estate tycoon buddies at the end of the day will tell you right there, that's when someone's trying to hide an address. And the floor number doesn't even match. So with that being said, yeah, but it's easy to find you. Still, the process server is able to serve you. It says right there what apartment you're at. You're actually in that apartment, aren't you? Yes, you are. Even though when you got on camera, you try to lie and tell your customers and everybody else, including sending us an email, good luck finding me, which I'll show the judge. I just moved. All right, then. So you're not hard to find, right? You're right there. You're right there, right? All right, then. And that's the apartment you're at right now, right? Then guess what? That means the process server is going to that apartment. What is wrong with you sometimes? I just wonder. Like, do you literally drink a cup of pool water when you get up in the morning? Like, what part of your brain does not function? You do know we just had a process server that was on the property. If you were unlinkable, no one could find you. How did the process server find you? I was on the phone with him the entire time when he was talking. What the heck is wrong with you? You see, Fernando lives in a world that he thinks that he can fool the world. He thinks everybody in the world are complete idiots. You know, you'll do something destructive, like my cat does from time to time, and then just look at you. If I sit here still enough, maybe he won't see me. You're that type of person at the end of the day. And we're just looking at you like, hey, you know we can see you, right? We can see you right there. We just saw you do it. You're that type of person. Don't be scared about what's right here. I have to say the things that you said that I am legal. I hope you are legal, Jamie. I hope 100% you are. You know why? Because that means we get to keep you over here. And if I get to keep you over here in that jail, I've got 31 accounts of criminal charges filed against you, incident reports that I want to make sure that you basically go to court for every single one. I got people that you have threatened that can't wait to testify in court to prosecute against you. I got my family members prosecute you. So at the end of the day, I hope you are American citizen. But we'll find out. We'll find out once the process server comes to an apartment that he claims that nobody else can find because it's invisible, you know, right there showing where the address is at. That's how the process server was on your door. Yeah, sure. All right, moving on. So he says, doesn't exist in the U.S. You just clearly just stated that you don't have documents. You don't understand how it works over here, do you? Apparently you don't. You've been here long enough, you should have picked it up. I know people have been here for almost forever, and even they know. You do know if you're born here and you're an American citizen, you have 2 kids, right? Both of your kids were born here in the United States. Both your kids have birth certificates. Both of your kids have social security numbers. Both of your kids have birthrights here in the United States, right? All right, so if that being the case, question, how do you not have any records that exist here? Because right there. It says, I am legal, alien, correct. That I'm here, not illegally. So how are you going to serve a person that has no record, doesn't exist in the U.S., which you abbreviated wrong again? I have everything under someone else's name. You just described a person who has no documents. Because a person that has no documents has to put his stuff under other people's names because they don't have the correct identification to obtain the things needed and required here in the United States, like a storage unit. A storage unit is required for someone to have identification, which that says at the end of the day that some of your family members are legally here and some may not be. I don't know about that. But your sister is, because there's no way in the world she would be able to obtain it unless she has it under somebody else's name. And you can do that. Because when I came here, I was waiting to get my new PayPal card, and I didn't have any money on me at the time. My card had money on it. My sister used her card to go in and set up the account. So when she used her card to set up the account, mind you, I still had to come in and bring in, I had 2 forms of ID, so I used my 2 forms of ID to set it up. So somebody came in with 2 forms of ID, someone came and is paying for that account. Like your truck, as you said. You said you have nothing here that exists, right? Everything, you said everything is under somebody else's name. Usually when a person's undocumented, that's what they do. Now, also here in the email, let me see right here, everything's under someone's name, because like you, I am legal. Like you, I am legal. Jamie, no, I'm legal here at the end of the day. I got stuff in my name. Why would I have in somebody else's name? That's just stupid. Everything is in my name, my name. Of course it's in my name. I got paperwork. Why else would I have in somebody else's name? That's stupid. That's even backwards. How can you be like me? Oh my goodness. See what I mean at the end of the day? Unbelievable. What's the name? Because like you said, I am legal. So good luck. Good luck with your so-called suing me. And for a person that wants to speak around, sneak around, and not talk about suing me, you're not doing a really good job. Jamie, I said in multiple videos, I'm suing you. We got multiple videos. I literally can pull up videos that say how many times we're suing you that are right there on Google right now. You want me to pull those too? All right, whatever. Let me see. Let's go to Google. Guys, short-term memory loss, like there's no tomorrow. Suing Jamie Fernando Gonzalez. Copyright infringements. Lawsuit. My journey dealing with this joker. Lawsuit. I guess something else right there. It says again, new criminal charges. Yeah, buddy, we got you all over YouTube. We made this statement multiple times. Anything else I got to back up to embarrass you again today? Gee, short-term memory loss on some of the levels. Look at the look. Cease file with the CCB. Success. Update on Jamie Fernando Gonzalez for touching copyrights without permission. Message to Jamie Fernando Gonzalez. Send by certified mail. We sent the certified mail letter to you. Remember that right there? Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. What the heck is this? Gonzalez versus... Oh, well, I don't know what that is, but that's something else. Plaintiff brought a claim. Ah, you got more problems than me at the end of the day. Somebody brought a claim against him right there. It says right there. But it depends on how his name is. Oh, that is exactly how his name is. It's the EZ. His name ends with that ZE. That's when they always ask us, how does his name end? Hold on for a minute. I gotta get a charger. Come on. There we go. All right, 5%. Cool. All right. This is something else. Ninth Court. This is a Ninth Circuit Court. I gotta read what this is about. What the heck is this about? Gonzalez claims for both directions section. Liability against blah, 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 blah. That could be him right there too. I gotta dig in to figure out what that is. Apparently someone else pulled on him too. So yeah, and deleted videos, right? I got him here for days, Jamie. And this is on Google, by the way. These are videos that are posted, which will show the judge on how many times and all the problem we had. These are documented for court, just like now. So you're saying we got rid of what? What did we get rid of? They're right there. Please. Yeah, something wrong with this guy at the end of the day. It's right there. See right there? Blow my nose again. I don't know where in the way you come off with these fake nonsense at the end of the day. Jamie, I know I've made these statements multiple times in YouTube videos. Why are you going to act like it's the first time I ever made these statements? Why? In this video, I'm going to say it crystal clear. Fernando, we're going to see you in court. I'm going to sue you now for over the $12,000 mark. You're going to hit $150,000 mark now. So, with that being said, multiple lawsuits coming towards you. Now, is that clear enough for you to understand? And multiple times we have here, we stated, and we had to file lawsuits against you. We're actually in the process of filing lawsuits against you. But this time, Fernando, it's actually going to happen. This time, I'm going to walk into that courthouse with the, I got the person's name they want me to meet it with, to bring all that information, including the email you just sent me, which is perfect timing. It's absolutely perfect timing. So, it says, so-called suing me, and for a person that wants to sneak around and talk about suing me, you're not, and something, he said, you're not, wait, you're not, you're not talk about suing me, you're not doing a really good job. You use the word you're not too much. You're more like an idiot that likes to flaunt things that's not going to happen. Let me see. We said we're going to develop a technology that operates in sunlight. Did that one already. Said we're going to be at a storefront. We did that already. Show the technology in multiple locations. Been there, done that. Yeah, we've done everything we were supposed to do. What are you talking about? Yeah, again, I'm gonna challenge your company on that house paint nonsense too, on how you ripped off a bunch of your customers on basic house paint, and the fact that we did send paint to you and you sent it back. That's gonna be used against your court. That's another separate trial about him scamming his YouTube clients on basically ripping them off on paint. If you want your money, you may want to basically join in on that lawsuit. Let me see. Let me see right here. Bum, 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 bum. Then he puts on and says, oh, you got scammer in there. That's fantastic. Can't wait for the judge to see that one. He says, you're doing a really good job. You said, blah, 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 blah. I'm not talking about suing me. You're not doing a very good job. You're more like not going to happen. Judges really don't like that one. Not going to happen. That's why I called you the biggest scamming idiot on YouTube. Oh, that's fantastic. We got all that right there. You too. Hope you got that too, because, you know, we told you about this guy multiple times. You did nothing about it. So guess we'll be seeing you in court. Let's see. Oh, plus you're a loser and pathetic. Yeah, he goes into this crazy rant here. This is where he basically ties off here and just starts losing his mind. Pathetic. Get over. Remember I told you about the whole the capitals in the middle of sentences. Yeah. Get over. Lose your head. Wait. Get over it, man. It just Home Depot paint. Good. Good. Then you have no problem showing for court. So you just said that you're a citizen, right? All right then. Then you have no problem coming here for the lawsuit. And you say it's just Home Depot paint. Then we'll see you in court. That's all to it. It's you do this, Jamie. This doesn't mean anything to us. We'll see you in court. Now, if you don't show up, then what's going to be the problem? That means that after this email, and everybody just read through this thing, because we will post the email after the court case and everything, so you can read through it properly and see everything you need to see. That means that you're not a citizen because you didn't show up, and that means if you lose your case in court saying that our product came up so dark unwatchable, which we can back it up on so many levels it's not even funny, that means at the end of the day, that means you lied, right? All right, then. Get ready for consequences that are coming. Mind you, you just admitted it just about everything we're suing you to. All right, and don't forget about, you forgot about the whole thing about that whole running that counterfeiting business out of your apartment. And we got an entire Facebook page on that thing with your face and everything, showing people where to buy, all that stuff. Yes, it's not going to go well for you, Jamie. You skipped that whole part, didn't he? A lot of stuff he skipped. All right, get over it, man. It's just Home Depot paint. Don't lose your head over paint that you never created. Okay, we never created the paint. Jamie matched Home Depot paint multiple times. We all saw that network grade 773. We even sent paint up to him, which he refused to send it back, which is actually his own paint and used in tutorial videos. But okay, that'll be fantastic. Everything we just stated we're suing you for with the judge just about is in this email. So we can clearly show it came from his account. We can clearly show these are the rants he was sending us over. Man, this is the best thing you could have ever sent me. This is the best thing you could have ever sent me. Can you imagine about to sue somebody and you get a letter like this? Boy, I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better. And I talked about our copyrights too in here. You don't have any patents. That's not patents. That's not how you spell patents. You spelled it incorrectly. Good gracious. Or copyrights. Man, so you're saying we don't have any copy, we don't have any patents. So that gave you the reason to go in and, Jamie, why would there be a process server on your door from the CCB, which is a copyright claims board, if the copyrights were fake? Why? So you're saying, in your Martian mind at the end of the day, you believe that the CCB is completely fake, which is government. You believe that the process server, which can testify against you in court, that the processor doesn't work for the courts, and this person just happened to pop up on your property, take pictures of your property, and come to your door to serve you with a notice, which we have a document of the notice, for a copyright infringement. Do you know how process servers work? Apparently you don't know how they work. So apparently there has to be enough evidence for this guy to show up. Anytime a process server shows up at your front door, that means there's enough evidence to convict you in court. That's what it means for you to stand trial. There's enough evidence. That's why the process server is there. Process server would never be there if there wasn't enough evidence. It would have been turned down before he even got the invite to come to your home. Everybody knows how a process server. How do you not know this? So the fact that the process server was there means that the copyrights had to be real. One of the first policies of a CCP application is that you have to basically show them that the copyrights that you have are legit. They have to be real in order for them to proceed to the next stage. And that's what we had to do. We have two legal and real 100% copyrights with the United States government, which you went in and you violated. And you clearly stated here that we don't have one. So that'll be challenged in court. Mind you, you failed this one, Jamie. This will get you a long time in jail. We're taking you to court on our copyrights. This is perfect. That's the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. We literally got it from an email saying that our copyrights don't exist. He says, you don't have any patterns. I don't know what the frick that is. Or copyrights. So enough. Plus, again, illegal aliens don't have any paperwork. What? What are you saying? First, you said you're a citizen at one point, but you said legal aliens don't have any paperwork. I don't exist in the U.S. Do you see that, what he just wrote? He sat there and just called himself an illegal alien. First, you said here that you are a legal alien, right? And now you're saying here that you are not a legal alien. It says right here. You don't have any, supposed to be patents, or copyrights, so enough. Plus, again, illegal aliens don't have any paperwork, any papers. Any papers. I'm used to saying paperwork. I'm used to finishing the whole sentence. Proper grammar, for goodness sakes. Any papers, right? Any papers. I don't, as in him, saying himself, I don't exist in the U.S. Dumb blank. So, for all you people out there, at the end of the day, the racist, because we call ICE on Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, he just admitted in an email that he's undocumented. He lied multiple times and said he was a citizen of the United States, which is considered to be, what's the word for that? It's a crime for that. It's called citizen fraud or whatever it is. That's what it's called. And he literally just stated right there. He stated at one point he doesn't have any records or anything in the United States. That's virtually impossible. You have to have records in the United States. The first minute you're born, they take your fingerprints, take your blood type, they take all that. They're making a record of you. Got a social security number, all that stuff. We know how it works. We're all born here. You know how it works. So how in the world this person just came in and said, I don't exist in the United States? Where else would you then, if you don't exist in the United States, that means you would be an illegal alien. That would explain from the door your situation. You have been in the same state for years. You have never left the state. Another one, your apartment is congested. It's like someone's been living there for years. You can't obtain a storage unit due to the fact that you have to have a lot of information to set up a storage unit. So the storage unit you showed the other day was under somebody else's name. You just sat there and admitted in the email that you have things under other people's names. Jamie, this is literally a serious email. If I were to transfer this over to immigration, you'd be locked up today. But we don't want you in immigration. We need you here. So I'm hoping that we can keep you here so that way we can go there through the whole process of it all. I want to make sure we go through all 31 accounts. Maybe now it's going to be higher than that because now I got to go and I got to file a report about this. So all the accounts, and I'm going to show this to the judge so the judge can get a perfect understanding that the videos that you did about our product, claiming to be Home Depot, which we have you in the video, claiming our product should be Home Depot and doing fake demonstrations. We have on your channel calling a scammer multiple times and having other people contact us calling a scammer. That's where you guys are going to get dragged into this nightmare. We have over here basically you saying that you are not, I don't exist in the United States. Got another video to do, Jamie. Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, YouTuber, Crow1176, just admitted he's not an American. It says it right there. I don't exist in the United States. Does it? Right there. How else would you word that? How else would you possibly word that you're not an American citizen? And then talk about copyrights. So you say our copyrights are unreal? All right, cool. I challenge you in court. I challenge you in court. And not lawsuit, prison time. I challenge you in court. My real copyrights versus your statement saying our copyrights don't exist. Let's go over here. We got evidence of you touching the copyrights without permission. Let's see. Let me go over to here. Let's go pull up documents that we have with CCB and all that, showing you touching copyrights that don't belong to you. And you stated that we don't even have, oh, this is the cease and desist order from the attorney we sent to you about touching our copyrights. It has the address 317 Kern Street on it. Let me see. There's some, oh, we go. We got a whole section here for Crow. Action 2 against Crow. There we go. So let's go look at this right here. You said, and that we're going to challenge you now in another separate court case, that you said, and these are criminal charges we're filing. You said, this is your site right here, right? See at the bottom where it says 2021 by Crow Screen Paint Mixes, proudly created by Wix.com. That means Wix still has you on record. Even if they basically take out your domain name, you're still on record of being over there. All your information's over there. So subpoena to get that information too, but right there. Isn't that my copyrighted material right there? Where you call it a scam? Don't get scammed, right? All right. Yeah, let's keep it going. I don't basically post anything that's not true. I try to keep everything by the book. Here we go. This is right directly off your website, right here. Crow's Metallica Mix 2.0. What do you see right here? That's our copyrighted material. Right there. Conversation we're having with him. Don't get scammed. He's writing back to people. Don't get scammed. Yeah, okay. Let's just keep on going. Let's see if we got more in here. Here we go again. Up close shot. Writing right across our copyright. That's like me writing across Nike saying, hey, this is a scam item. Don't buy it. This is a fake sneaker. Don't buy it. There we go. Crow's Metallica Mix 2.0 again. Right there. There we go again. This is on your site. Multiple. This is what we sent to the CCB. Now he has two sets of copyright infringements. One with Crystal Edge Technology screens, and the other one with Black Series Edition LLC. We've got emails and messages from you, which we're going to show the judge. If you contacted my company and ranting about our you can do whatever you want with our copyrights. We don't have any rights, this, that, and the other. Oh man, this is not going to go well for you. So this is evidence. This is all we need, Jamie, to prosecute. We've got text messages with racial slurs that you were sending to us, pornography that you were sending to our phones. Here we go, Jamie. Get a look at this right here. This right here is, I'm going to show a copy to the judge. That is my registered Crystal Edge copyright with the United States government. That's my registration number. That's my real copyright that you claim that's not real. So it's not real, right? That's what you say, right? It's 2D artwork, the cube you touched. So I'll be bringing up the fact that when we bring this to court, we're going to explain to the judge not only do you have a habit of touching our copyrights, but you feel you have the right to touch other people's trademark material, and we'll just add all that stuff that went in at the apartment and with that particular court case. So now you're going to have to deal with Disney, Marvel, and all those big companies that will now be alert to come down to let them know that we have an individual here that has stolen and bought and purchased and profit off most of your items, including touching our copyrights alone. Well, right there, United States government, right there. And you touched two of them, right? All right then. So I guess we won't be seeing you anymore, right? Now he failed that one. Fernando, you in the room? Hope you're in the room, buddy. That email you just sent to me, big mistake. What did remember 2 emails I just sent to you? Explain to you what's going to happen to you? You didn't contact me after that, didn't you? Whatever dumb idea that popped up in your head that told you at the end of the day that, hey, I'm going to send this over to him and this should discourage him. No, you dumb. I'm going to use that against you in court. You literally have enough there for me to prosecute you on every level. You have clearly just said it. We don't even need it for court. You've just said it out of your own mouth. You basically said our copyrights weren't real. We can show the judge they are real. I think a judge would know the difference between a government official registered number copyright. All right then. Jeez. It's right there. It sits on the cube. Our copyright. So that means that when that thing was sitting on the cube and you were touching it, was clearly right there on the site showing it was there in plain view, showing that's where our copyright next to the cube that you were touching over and over again. Mind, that's the Black Series too. We also touched on top of that. There's the cube right there. We got the cube right here from touching the cube without permission. We got it right here. Oops, I did it again. At the bottom, what's it say at your page? It says Crow Screen Paint Mixes. This is the same thing that pulls up everywhere, Jamie. You're screwed on so many levels. It's not even funny. You're scared. That's why you sent me that email. You're scared. And you try to discourage me from going in and filing these lawsuits against you. Well, I got a message for you, Fernando, and you better listen up. We're going to have process servers at that front door. And when those process servers get there to serve you, there are two types that are going to come. One's going to be for lawsuit. Second's going to be for criminal. You refuse to show up for the lawsuit, they're going to take it out of your pocket either way. You can have whatever your name. At the end of the day, your items, all your stuff you have in that apartment, I can clean your apartment out with that lawsuit with no problem. We know you don't have anything else. You don't have any form of stocks or CDs or anything like that because, you know, you don't have paperwork for all that stuff. We know that from the door. You don't have a house. You've been in the same apartment. And keep in mind, because of the landlord is responsible for your actions, we also know that the lease that you have, your lease that you have your document claiming that you is fake. You have a fake lease. See, here's the thing about landlords at the end of the day. You got to understand, Jamie, that when you go get an apartment, you can't put that under somebody else's name. It has to be under your name. Now, you can have somebody co-sign. They can do that. But your name has to be under the apartment complex. Someone can vouch to know you, back you by credit if you don't have the money to get an apartment. So say you're like, you don't have that money, and they can say, hey, look, I can vouch, we'll pay for it, whatever, da-da-da-da-da, and your name will go in that apartment. That's what will go in there. Because there's no point in them renting out two places. They got a place of their own. They're going to rent another place. That's just stupid. No, they're going to basically co-sign so they can basically vouch that they can basically pay the money up, okay, because you don't have it to get the apartment. Apartment may ask for, hey, we want 3 months rent in advance, and then we want an extra additional another 3 months in your banking account, because that's what they're asking for now. So they can come and say, hey, look, you know, this is my financial records. I make more than enough. You know, I got them. If he needs it, it's taken care of. There you go. Then they know they're going to get their money. But the name on that lease is going to be yours. So with that being said, you can't have somebody put their name in for your lease unless you're basically doing, no, you can't do it either way. Only way you can do that is less a person's renting and you're living there. And the landlord says, hey, the place is only designed for one person or whatever, whoever's name is on the lease can only be here. Maybe you can work something out with the landlord to put your name on the lease and you have to pay some money to him. That's it. You don't know much. That's why I said for a person who calls himself being a United States citizen, you don't know much about laws here. So with that being said, you've already told on yourself already. It's right there. It says it right there. You just said you don't exist in the U.S., right? Can't get any more clear than that. And he's gonna try to clean up that firestorm at his on his YouTube channel. And then all those people that were contacting us, calling us racist at the end of the day, yeah, I'll see you in court. That lawsuit's gonna be a hefty one. Hope you got $1 million laying around your banking account, because that's what Becky want to hit you with. He just admitted that he's not an American citizen, and you contact my company calling me a racist at the end of the day. Oh yeah, we pinged you at the end of the day, so we know exactly where your location's at. So at the end of the day, when I see you in court, just so you know, Mr. Bird's gonna get you for $1 million. I don't have it. We don't care. We don't have it. Good luck with that whole banking account, whatever nonsense, that explosion is going to go on with your financial life at the end of the day. You ain't going to be able to afford 2 pennies. And if you get a job anywhere and we find out about it, especially, I'm going to hit you with back, which means back pay. You're going to pay me back pay on whatever you have, whatever payment arrangement, you're going to pay me on that. I'm going to garnish your paycheck and take your entire income tax because you owe me money at the end of the day. It's going to be brutal for you, so you know at the end of the day. This guy just admitted, the guy that you backed up at the end of the day, that you put your future, your life on the line, just admitted he doesn't have documents within the United States. Can't get any better than that. I don't exist in the U.S. What else are you going to call it? Everybody knows how it works. Come on. You Americans, you're born here. You know how it works, right? You got kids, right? What happens when you take your wife has a baby? I hate to say, I swear, the fact that I got to say this to my own Americans at the end of the day. Not all Americans. I'm saying all Americans. We just got the ones on his channel are just complete idiots because they don't understand how things function and work. I'm talking to you guys. When your wife has a baby and she goes to the hospital, what documents do you receive for your child? You receive a birth certificate, right? This is where you make the decision of what you're going to name your child forever. Let's say you decide you're going to change it later on. But that's where you make the decision at, right? Right there. Who are you going to name it after? Who's going to name? Right there, right? All right, then. That's where they receive their name. While they're in there, they're getting blood tests done, which means they'll know their blood type at the end of the day, and then they'll have a social security number, all that. You know what it is? It's a record. It's a record that shows that you are born an American citizen. That's what you are. So, Fernando just admitted in an email, I don't exist in the United States. Now, he just called me a dumb blank at the end of the day. No, that would be you. That definitely would be you. Because you're a person who went on there and said that, you know, we called ICE on you, and you're an American citizen. You didn't have a text message telling me you're an American citizen. Unfortunately, I'm an American citizen. That's what you state, right? And then turn around and tell me you're not an American citizen. So, for those of you who stuck your neck out on the line for this guy at the end of the day, enjoy the $1 million lawsuit or higher. Depends how the lawyers feel. If they're in a bad mood, it may go a little higher than that. So let's see what happens for you guys. Gee whiz Louise, man. This guy is unbelievably. I am not an American citizen. Let's come back in. This video is going to stay, by the way, Fernando. I'm going to show this to the judge. Let's see how fast YouTube takes this one down for absolutely nothing. But just expressing myself. And which is keep this one here. Now, I'm going to come back in. We're going to talk about Jamie not being an American citizen, because we clearly have it right here in an email. All right, with that being said, I'll be back.